Every afternoon, when the sun leaned low, shadows grew longer in the town. Most children ran inside before that happened, but one boy stayed. He sat on the steps and watched shadows stretch across the ground. They moved slowly, quietly, like they had their own time. The boy noticed something strange. Shadows never spoke, yet they always followed. They never led, never pushed, only stayed close. That day, one shadow stopped where it shouldn't have. It paused, as if it was waiting for him to notice.
The boy stood up slowly. The shadow in front of him did not move. It stayed still, stretched along the wall, darker than the others. The boy waved his hand. Nothing happened. He stepped closer. His heart beat faster, but not from fear, from curiosity. The shadow felt calm, too calm. Then, without a sound, it changed shape. Not bigger, not smaller, just different. The boy realized something strange. The shadow was not copying him anymore. It was watching him.
The boy took a deep breath and waited. The shadow did the same, rising and falling slowly. No one else noticed. To them, shadows were nothing. But the boy stayed still. The shadow leaned closer, stretching toward his feet, stopping just short as if asking permission.
What do you want?
Shadow did not answer with words. Instead, it pointed, not forward, not backward, but somewhere the boy had never looked before. The boy followed the direction the shadow pointed, toward a narrow path behind the houses, a place often ignored. The sun was lower now, its light spilling between the buildings, creating long lines on the ground. The shadow moved first, sliding ahead. The boy walked slowly, matching its gentle pace. The path felt different, softer, as if time itself moved more gently there. At the end of the path, something waited. A door the boy had never seen before. The shadow stopped in front of it. The door was small and plain, hidden between two old walls. It had no handle, no sign, no sound. The boy hesitated. The shadow waited beside him, calm and patient. It did not push. It did not point again. Slowly, the boy placed his hand on the door. It felt warm. The door opened without a sound, revealing a room filled with soft light. Not bright, not dark, balanced. The shadow stretched across the floor and stopped at the center of the room. The first time the boy understood. This place was not new. He had just forgotten it.
Inside the room, the air felt familiar, like a memory the boy could not name. The walls were smooth and empty, yet they reflected gentle shapes of light. Every step he took sounded quiet, respectful. The shadow moved ahead of him, growing softer at the edges. It no longer felt heavy. The boy noticed something on the floor. Small marks, footprints. They were his, from a long time ago. The boy looked at the shadow again and felt a strange calm. This place remembered him, even when he did not.
The boy followed the footprints across the room. They led to a quiet corner where the light felt warmer. The shadow stopped there. Slowly, it changed shape. Not into something new, but into something familiar, smaller, softer. The boy realized what he was seeing. It was his shadow from long ago, from a time when he was not afraid of being alone, from a time when silence felt safe. The boy felt his chest grow heavy, but not sad, just honest. Shadow had not left him. It had only waited.
The boy knelt beside the shadow. It no longer felt separate from him. The light in the room shifted softer and slower, like it was breathing. Memories appeared, not as pictures, but as feelings. Quiet afternoons, long walks, moments without hurry. The boy understood. The shadow was not darkness. It was the part of him that stayed quiet when the world became loud. He stood up, feeling lighter. The room seemed to wait, as if asking one simple question. Is he ready to leave? The door opened quietly and the boy stepped outside. The narrow path was still there, but it felt different. Brighter, even as the sun lowered. The shadow followed him, resting perfectly at his side. It moved naturally now, no longer separate. People passed by again. Laughter, footsteps, soft noise filled the air. The boy did not rush. He walked at his own pace. The shadow matched him exactly. Not behind. Not ahead. Beside him.
The door opened quietly, and the boy stepped outside. The narrow path was still there, but it felt different. Brighter, even as the sun lowered. The shadow followed him, resting perfectly at his side. It moved naturally now, no longer separate. People passed by again. Laughter, footsteps, soft noise filled the air. The boy did not rush. He walked at his own pace. Shadow matched him exactly. Not behind, not ahead. Beside him.
As evening arrived, the sky turned warm and quiet. Long shadows returned to the streets. The boy stopped where he first noticed something was different. This time, nothing felt strange. The shadow stretched calmly across the ground, doing what shadows do. But the boy knew the truth now. The shadow was not something to fear or ignore. It was proof. Proof that he was there, that he existed, that he moved. The boy smiled softly. The world felt balanced again.
Night came gently. Streetlights turned on, one by one. The boy walked home slowly. His shadow followed, long and quiet. Before going inside, he looked back at the road. Nothing unusual remained. No door, no path, no signs. Only light, only shadow. The boy understood something simple and true. As long as there is light, a shadow will exist. And as long as he walks forward, it will never leave him behind. The boy stepped inside. Inside, the light stayed on, and the shadow waited.